opened up with like it feels like a Monday and it feels like a Friday.
The old classic holiday week. How about society's coming back? We didn't know what day it was, and then oh my God, Jimmy, be careful, be careful. He's got a thumb drive.
Yeah.
That really is a thumb drive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Lou Ellen's in the chat. Wonderful
The
Lou Ellen.
girl.
She was in the chat from the morning show. She said it's been a John Boy morning for me. So how about that?
Every day, sweetheart. Miss you.
How are you been, Jake? How was the drive? Last time we talked, we did a very impromptu, casual episode where it got surprisingly heavy.
Yeah. Well, you got surprisingly heavy.
Not to be heavy again. The dude is still on the loose.
Oh my God. Yeah, hiding.
It's crazy.
Yeah, drive went okay. I mean, we hit the road early, and again, some early stops, not ideal. But the biggest thing we had going for us was we had 3 very willing drivers. And when I say very willing, I mean half willing. But we left early. I mean, I think we made like 5 stops on an 8-hour trip, which really isn't ideal. But all the stops were tidy. I mean, they were all bathroom gas. Let's go. So that's kind of all you ask for. And then, yeah, I mean, you're halfway done with it. You leave at 6 a.m. You know, it's 11 and you're past Baltimore or whatever. So you're like, okay, we've done pretty good. So, got back to New York City a little after 5, parallel park into an amazing spot. It's one of my few gifts in this world. My mother passed that down to me, and even she was impressed. And then we talked some baseball. I was excited to link up with you guys. Unfortunately, the baseball news wasn't as exciting as other things in the world. But I'm doing generally well. Had some of Daddy's medicine last night. Played a little Rocket League to turn my brain off, and now I'm refreshed and back at it.
You yell at anyone in Rocket League?
Yeah, I played with a couple buddies, and we got hot. We were playing well. We had good formation, good rotations, good spacing, good passing.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you talk shit in Rocket League, and it's because they have like premeditated things. So like, you know, if I make a great save, which, you know, I'm notorious for, you know, I'm gonna hit the
art imitates life.
I'm gonna hit the automatic chat button that says "close one!" !
Yeah, okay.
Like that's just how that world operates. So it was good, and it was kind of funny. I mean, I was playing pair of my Oklahoma buddies, Jared, one of the original Jake Sucks buyers, and Colin, and we were flowing good. They're silly guys. Colin just had a baby, so he was playing a game of chicken of like, hey, it's getting late, and I have to take care of my baby and live a real life, but also like we're getting W's right now.
Wow.
And Jared's always gasoline on a fire. Me and Jared are a great combination or a terrible combination, pending the environment. So it was good to let the let out. Woke up pretty refreshed. No groceries. Went to Starbucks, and we're here. So that's all of it.
It's fantastic, man. I'm happy for you.
That's all of it. That's all of it. Walk me through your last 24 hours.
Well, we did talking baseball yesterday. Yesterday was...
Yep.
I don't know. What was yesterday? So yesterday was a light day recording because you were driving. So I did the morning show, and then I made 2 breakdowns. I actually edited a 3rd breakdown. I made the end slates for every show for the editors. That was something I did. Luke asked me for that. You know the end slate that we have on our social medias?
Yep.
Someone made those for us, which was very nice of him. But he only had certain shows on there. So I made it so now every property has one, and I sent those to the editors. What else did I do yesterday? Katie and I went for a short walk.
Like that.
And I don't know. I was doing like odd things here and there just to get back in the zone. I did make 2 breakdowns and all that. And then I edited the third with Rendon that I have to put the voice under today. The breakdown system, I'm getting very excited about it. Producer Luke is kicking ass. He gives me just two at a time. I make them. He gives me the next one. You know, he's actually doing like 5 at a time. So I crushed the first 5, and then he sent me 3 more. So it's a good little system we got going.
Huge.
Oh, dude, I watched Grant. I actually think I have to rewatch it because I got a little too high.
Sure.
And I've been starving because I ate so much over the weekend at my mom's house that now I went back to eating, egg and toast for breakfast, smoothie for lunch, and then big dinner. And my body's like, well, hold up. Thought we were doing a lot of the eating, snacking nonstop, crumb cake, bagels, donuts, cookies. So I woke up today just like my stomach growling. Still growling. I haven't eaten yet today. So that's something that's happening.
A sandwich for lunch at some point.
Yeah, I face swapped a little bit last night, but I think I can't talk about it too much on here anymore. I don't think people are going to enjoy talking about it, but if you want to follow along, You But Different, it's kicking ass. Katie had to say, what are you giggling at twice? And then I had to show her the face swap of Hoodie Glaber and you when I used you with the pubes on your face. And it was just cracking me up that like, not only do I face swap Hoodie Glaber with you, but I also used the picture of you with pubes on your face and Hoodie Glaber.
To be fair, it's not pubes on my face. It's literally your facial hair. So technically it's a triple face swap. I mean, that's technically your face, my face, and Hoodie Glaber.
Yeah. Anyway, he looked
a lot
sickly.
Of the grossness factor is directly from you.
He looked disgusting.
He looked sickly.
Yeah, he looked sickly. Yeah. And I was cracking up. Like, I texted you guys about it.
Yes.
Because I was just giggling. Katie was like, why are you laughing? That's my life now. I also shout out Ashland, Braves Ashland. She's like, puts herself out there on Twitter a lot. So I thought maybe I'd do a face swap with her and you.
Sure.
I did it. And then I was like, I don't know if Ashland actually, I was like, this might be creepy. So I stopped myself.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? You think that would have played?
Why not? Yeah. 2020, man.
Yeah. All right, cool. I mean, because basically it's just making like a weird version of her with your face.
Or it's a weird version of me with her body.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's my nighttime hobbies. And I went to bed, man. I found a new band, so I've just been listening to Christian Lee Hudson nonstop, falling asleep to him.
CLH, man.
Yep. He's a pretty awkward young kid. He did like a Instagram live for Paste magazine or something. And I was high, but it was just cracking me up, dude, because he's so awkward. And he was just looking at the phone as like people started coming in, and he just goes, "Hey," that was his first word, and I lost it. Just like zero like live presence. Just, hey guys.
Don't need that.
Hey, cool. Hey, more people coming. That's what he was doing. It's cracking me up.
That is the presence, man.
Yeah. We got an air conditioner, Katie and I. It's loud, though. And it's funny because Katie can't sleep with the loud air conditioner, but we also can't sleep while hot. So she's been putting herself in a bind. And I'm like, you just got to get used to the air conditioner because she tries to turn it off and then we get hot. It's like, you just got to get used to it.
Yeah. I mean, and that'll be a noise. That'll be a noise loss for her. Jess is a sound machine sleeper. And I mean, it's the bane of my existence. We're turning noise on to sleep. Like that's, I mean, the dots will never connect in my head, for that.
I am, I mean, I sleep with headphones on with music loud. I got to make sure I can't think.
Right. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people have their different things. Usually let the drugs, beers, and demons fight it out while I hit the pillow. But just turning on white noise. I mean, white noise was one of the most hated things in my house growing up. Still is.
Yeah. You hate white noise. Like you don't like AM radio because that's you don't like that.
White noise. Yeah. We just don't do it. Story Ellies don't do white noise or commuting. So Yeah, it's we've had that for a while now, and what was even the real big twist of the knife is whenever we were traveling, uh, it's shaped like a little pentagon almost, and
Okay.
it's got a cord attached to it, and just would throw it in my suitcase every time we were traveling. Um, so I had one of the rare times I laid my foot down and was like, "Hey, I hate this thing enough as is. I am not transporting this bomb through TSA." Um, and so yeah, that was a fun day.
That sounds fun. Cool. All right. I mean, I think that covers it, man. Grant's so good. Everyone go watch Grant on History Channel. You know what's cool? I said this. They have maps of like, blue represents the Union Army, red represents the Confederate Army, and then they just like strategically show you how Grant moved and like attacked Vicksburg, and the attack on Vicksburg is famous and stuff because it's so ridiculous.
Ulysses, for those listening.
Yeah, so
not Horace.
It's amazing, the visuals. There's one episode left tonight, but Challenge is also tonight, so
Yeah, we're in a show hole. We need a new date night thing. Masked Singer's done.
Who won? Who won the Masked Singer?
Nobody. Everybody lost. It was a lady. I wasn't familiar with her. Little Bow Wow was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, little Bow Wow. That was a fun one. Jesse McCartney finished 3-hole. So it's good to see him again, I guess.
Says
Barry Zito finished 4th. I feel like we never, like I mentioned that. I was mad that it leaked that way, but how about Barry Zito getting involved?
That's pretty good. Candy Burris wins.
Yes, big fan.
Who that be? Candy Lanice Burris Tucker, known professionally by Candy. What it says, okay, so her birth name is Candy Burris Tucker, but then Wikipedia says known professionally by her mononym Candy. I guess that means like Madonna.
One name. Mono.
Name. That's cool.
Yeah. Ichiro.
Oh, she wrote the song No Scrubs.
Yeah.
That's a great one to be able to claim.
It's a big one.
It's
an all-timer.
Hell yeah, Candy. All right, let's go into the sports, and we'll just get there and have some fun.
Okay. Everyone is talking about Bundesliga soccer for obvious reasons related to this show, but we'll get there. Jim, huge news in the baseball world. MLB gives their big reprisal. I guess it is a reprisal. The players hate it. Sad times last night. We did a deep dive on talking baseball, got kind of sad and emotional. Around the football Liga, Joe Flacco to the Jets, BBD's Jets. That should be huge for them. Make them Super Bowl contenders, Joe Flacco. Tom Brady announced that there will be an ESPN doc coming out, 9 parts. We were talking about this on Talking Sports before it was even announced. Get ready for that summer 2020. Hey, maybe we'll all be locked inside and we'll make it like the MJ thing. Hockey is probably the best news around sports, Jim. 24 team. They're going to do a little seeding thing and then expanded playoffs. Excited for the hockey to come back. BBD wrote something about EuroLeague being canceled, and I hate it. So
I just want to do the hockey quick because the 24-team tournament's awesome. What teams aren't making it? Is it based on standings?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the last 6 teams. The only tidbit I have, popular word around the John Boy media these days, is that they are doing a reseeding of sorts. So I saw a couple of our Boston friends that were up in arms a little bit because I think the Bruins were slated to be the 1 seed in the East, and now they have to like play for seeding. So they did not like that.
So it says the top 4 teams play for first round seeding with regular season overtime rules in effect. And then the qualifying round, the remaining 8 teams play best of 5 series to advance to the first round. So the top 4 teams are automatically in, and they're just going to play a quick round robin, 1 game versus everyone for seeding. I get that. And then you have your 1 through 4. Then the next 8, which is 12 teams. So it's 2 different conferences. Okay. So the next 8 are going to play a best of 5 series. That's a lot of games. I mean, that's 20 games potentially.
What do you mean?
Well, there's 8 teams, right?
Oh, you're just talking about in general. If all of those series went 5 games, how many games that would be?
Yeah, I'm not a math guy. I think it's around 20. That's a lot of games.
8 times 5 is 40.
It'll be 4.
But only 4 because the 2 teams play at once. So, but like I'm wondering about, are the round robin 4 teams going to be just like?
Aren't there 2 conferences?
Yeah. So 2 conferences. So like in one conference, that's 20 games. But so the round robin teams may be just 4. Sitting around waiting a while. If all those best of 5 go 5.
I mean 5 games. What, a week?
Yeah, but I don't know how many. Do they have enough hubs that like? Yeah, you're right. If they can all play, it can be a week. So you're right. Yeah. That's awesome. This is awesome. Like I already just tune into playoff hockey, and kind of it's on the background until the Stanley Cup, or it's a game 7 or something. But now I'm into this, and what I really need to do is I need to get cable in this room so I can just have it on in the background.
Throw it up there.
And then the first round and the second round, the length of the series is to be determined. Conference finals and Stanley Cup is best of 7. So that's going to be awesome. So now I need to know, where are my Sharks,
Let's go Sharks. Yeah, I think the blue shirts make this format, but they weren't going to make the original playoff format. So that's kind of fun. Not that my heartstrings are actually tied to them.
Are the Sharks not part of this? Are they one of the 6 teams?
Uh-oh. Jimmy Sharks.
Damn.
Come on.
They don't have like a start date for this.
Sharks are out.
They have to work out payment stuff.
Fuck.
Damn. They were doing that poorly?
If you're a hockey fan,
Sharks
is there any reason to not be peak excited, except if you just found out your Sharks didn't make the playoffs because of the John Boy curse?
All right. So should I just root for the Rangers?
Can.
Fucking Sharks, man. I didn't know they were doing that.
Is there an Australian team?
No Australian team.
Are the New Jersey Devils in it?
I'm not going to root for the Bruins. I'm not going to root for the Lightning. Capitals, no. Flyers, no.
And Carolina kind of has the Connecticut thing.
Yeah.
Chicago.
I just root for the Rangers.
Lived in Chicago, remember?
Yeah, I lived there. I scored on that rink. Scored a goal.
Look at that.
Damn. All right, so go the Rangers. This is awesome. This is good news. Like, it's a big win for
this is
NHL.
Great. Yeah. I'm trying to think, if you're a hockey fan, is there even a counter argument, or should all hockey fans just be stoked?
I think everyone's got to be stoked. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Sharks fans are pissed. Like, if you're going to do 24, why don't you just do everyone,
Yeah, I guess that is a good point. I guess that would be the, like, okay, we're letting literally 24 out of 30 teams in, and we're just going to box out the final 6. Come on. Give us a chance. No, it's
done damage. They would have done damage, I tell you.
It's incredible, man, and we've obviously had our teeth so far sunk into the baseball stuff that yeah, man, I mean, to even hear about something like this is awesome. And go hockey. And like you said, I mean, I have a weird, every year when playoff hockey comes around, like my internal sports organs have these arguments where it's like, dude, you really like hockey, huh? But like, and then I try to tune in for opening night of the regular season and I can't make it through a period.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before. I like playoff hockey a lot. I've tried to be a regular season Sharks fan. I tried to be a regular season Rangers fan. Just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. And, hockey fans can be snobbish about that. I don't care. Be snobbish towards me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm a playoff hockey fan.
I get it. If a hockey fan could probably say the same thing about playoff baseball. And I'd be like, yeah, I guess I kind of get it.
Easily, yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and it's been the story with the NBA coming back, and with this hockey is like, how fine tuned are these guys going to be? How's the product going to look? What fun stuff are they going to do around it to make it feel like playoff hockey? Because a chunk of it is the atmosphere, man. I mean, when they, if the crowd is going absolutely bonkers during a power play, or if, the road team scores a goal and that place goes silent. I mean, that is so much of playoff hockey that it'll be interesting to see what environmental stuff they do around the game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, someone in the chat just said the Red Wings aren't in it either. That's kind of a shitty miss. You maybe could see the NHL going like, yo, let's just do all of it. Get that fan base involved.
6 worst teams, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would hope. And just roll the dice.
Imagine.
Just roll the dice.
Just did a lottery.
Yeah. Caps, you're out.
Sorry, guys.
You lost out.
Drew balls.
Quickly, the Oakland A's aren't paying their minor leaguers anymore. They pay them $400 a week. I think there's the math on it that Jeff Passan did was it's over $1 million for the rest of the year to pay every single player what they've been playing, and they're not going to pay him anymore. The A's owner is worth $2 billion. I did my rant on the morning show because I do a little Q&A at the end. I've done it a million times. You've heard it. The A's ownership has the entire fan base tricked, duped into thinking they're a small market team that can't afford things. They make their own players buy their own vending machines, or at least they used to. The bullpen is literally just a park bench, like a metal bench that you see at a Little League field. It's a crock of shit and the biggest ruse, and it makes me mad, and people will fall for it till the end of time. We're just a small market team. How are we supposed to compete with the Yankees? You guys have more money than the Yankees. So there it is. Once again.
There's Jimmy's rant. Yeah, and I'll leave you rooting in Oakland with that one. But this is interesting, man, because the Marlins, another quote unquote bankrupt franchise, they just came out and said they're going to pay their minor leaguers. So this is kind of one of those funny. You wonder what kind of goes on around the scenes with the owners who are like, I wonder if Oakland was like, well, we won't be the only team. I'm sure the Marlins and a couple other teams aren't going to do it. I wonder if the A's actually end up on an island, how ugly it'll get, because they are getting destroyed right now. The Angels got destroyed over the weekend for the furloughing of their employees. And man, again, we are live in a documentary, and I know that sounds a little corny, but it's and this documentary could have a really fun ending in a couple years and relive it, or this documentary could be absolutely awful, and we could be talking in 20 years about how much it slowed the growth of the game. So, but it'll be interesting to see the owner fallout from all of this, even if we do get baseball, because owners are going to be filing for bankruptcy and selling teams and stuff no matter what happens. So, I mean, there's not to get too heavy / bad rap song, but there's layers to this shit, man. And it'll be interesting to see how it sorts out. Yeah,
it's all depressing. And the A stuff, I've been saying that for years.
Years?
Years. Because I lived there for a while. All right, Joe Flacco to the Jets, Jake. Back up.
Yes.
Flacco.
Huge. Well, we don't know.
That was kind of my question. Like, what is this?
Let training camp happen is what I'd say.
What is this move? Just a backup insurance move?
Just a backup quarterback. I mean, Flacco's made his money. I think he's because he was with my Broncos and they had Super Bowl dreams. No, it was we brought in Joe Flacco. What's the best case scenario? And there was none. But I don't know. He kind of challenged the coach a little bit, Vic Fangio. And I mean, like Joe Flacco's made his money. So you just wonder kind of where his headspace is at. Is he looking at Sam Darnold like I'm gonna come in here and it's gonna be Flacco time? Or is he kind of at grips with becoming the old quarterback who, he's seen a lot of stuff and he can be helpful to a team and maybe come in and play a couple games if you need him. But I mean, he's the backup. I mean, Sam Darnold, say whatever you want about New York media or guys getting overhyped or anything. Sam Darnold, like he's younger than Joe Burrow, which like, I don't know. I know that stuff doesn't fully matter, but it does matter. Like Sam Darnold's had 2 NFL seasons. Well, the first pick in the draft who just won the Heisman came out, and it's like, I mean, if you start doing that, like, yeah, Sam Darnold's pretty good. Like, if you're someone out there who's screaming about Joe Burrow #1 pick, he's going to be great. Like, you should still feel better about Sam Darnold, who's been in the league doing it. So yeah, I don't think it's really anything, but
what's interesting to me is it's just like a 1-year deal, right? He's 35 years old, and some good points in the chat already, which I appreciate. And Keith's in there, your Talking Sports co-host and social media manager for John Boy Media. He says Flacco's from New Jersey. He's coming home to chill, and he can't play till September, October. He's injured. He said he's going to be injured. But what was interesting to me, I was reading the quote here by Flacco. He said, first and foremost, I want to help the team in any way possible and also be a guy Sam can lean on and he can learn from. Didn't in Denver, they brought in a quarterback and the reporters asked Flacco, like, are you going to help him be the best he can be? And Flacco's answer was something like, no, I'm just kind of worried about my own game right now. It's not in my best interest to help it. We talked about it on here and we kind of were like, that got misconstrued.
Yeah, we did it on here, and I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, which odds are I'm not, it was like in season almost, and they were asking him about stuff, and he just said a throwaway line that was like, hey, I'm trying to win football games. I remember we both landed on the same side of like, no, this is them trying to make a story out of it. But then the real story of Joe Flacco was he like called out the coach, and then a day later he got benched, and everyone was like, oh man, Flacco in the doghouse. And then I think a day after that it came out he was injured for the season. So it's just like a nice little shit sandwich.
It's cool. Flacco. Good for him.
Good
remember when he made that? Man. Remember when he made that catch in like 2008 wild card game, just streaking down the left side of the field, diving grab.
Athlete.
Was that him?
Athlete number 1. Or was that? I think Joe Flacco's probably got a catch. Let's look at the stats.
I think it was like a diving catch. I remember watching it in my garage.
Your garage.
Flacco diving catch wild card game. I don't know.
Flacco catch 2009.
I'm looking at
Liberty Mutual commercial. It's got the emu. It's a good marketing scheme by them. Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Looks like a Baltimore-Oakland game. Maybe you're watching your Raiders.
Well, I was definitely living in California at the time. We were building ramps, I remember, and we had it on in the garage and the TV in the garage. Just building
Sounds like
ramps.
You guys were really ramping up.
Yeah, build a ramp because I know how to. I knew how to use power tools and build stuff with wood, and I like building stuff. So I was like, what can we build that's badass? So we built 2 ramps: a straight ramp for landing, and then a curved like quarter pipe ramp for taking off. And then I rode on it once with my bike, caught some major air, scared the shit out of myself, and never did it again. It's like, why did I build that? Why did I build that ramp? I'm gonna fucking use it.
You're a man.
Probably like Luke thought it was fun because he was probably 8 or 9.
Job, Luke.
Great ramps that I built though. I gotta be honest.
Good job, Luke.
Yeah. Anything else in the sports here? EuroLeague canceled?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Is that like EPL BBD? It's just straight up canceled.
Basketball league.
Oh, the EuroLeague basketball. I mean, that's been canceled from the start.
Like 3 weeks ago or whatever, and then they just canceled. I don't know if it like flared up or something. So
thanks, David. I think the other thing is the Tom Brady doc, and this is actually you mentioned talking sports. We did, kind of. I think we were recording before the last Jordan documentary, and we were talking about how awesome it is, and that they were coming out with the McGuire Sosa thing, and then the Lance Armstrong stuff is going right now, and they're also coming out with the Donald Sterling thing about the Clippers and him being racist bad guy and all that stuff. And Bobby was like, you know what? Like, I'm kind of, even the Sterling stuff, like, I'm obviously interested, but it still seems like so soon. Like, a lot of these guys are still in the NBA, I think there's like, think about how you just talked about the Ulysses S. Grant documentary. I think documentaries, the more time that's there, it kind of increases the value of it because you're appreciating something. Dude, like Tom Brady could still be live next summer. Like if he signed a 2-year contract, like he could still be playing. Like what if he wins a Super Bowl after the whole documentary comes out?
Yeah.
And it's
everyone's
just like,
racing now.
Let's ease up. Let's ease up on the docs.
No, I hear you. And it's the Astros won, and
right.
We're part of it. In a way, and it's still like, there's we know there's still more coming.
I don't think it's gonna come. I think they're just gonna bury it.
Okay, well then in 10 years it'll come. Like if it doesn't come in the next 5, there's stuff that people have been working on that got pushed aside because of Corona and stuff, but there's more out there to the story for sure. So I don't know, man. It's your, and the Donald Sterling one, like, that's a touchy subject, and it should be covered to let people know how shitty it is. But I'll tell you, it doesn't excite me in the same way the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, or a potential Yankee dynasty. I guess because it's a shitty doc versus look how shitty this guy was versus look how awesome this player was.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a fair statement, but I think it'll come down to, how the documentary is made. It comes back to everything, how they produce it, how they direct it. How does the final product come out? So yeah, I'll be interested in it, but it is tough. Like, I mean, think about the MJ doc. You're turning that on. You're excited to see greatness. Like one of the greatest players ever to play, one of the greatest teams to ever play, their backstories. And this Donald Sterling thing is like, it's not a fun story. It's a bad look, but it is good to be out there for people to learn from.
Well, also like the Sterling thing, like within the last year, there was already a Sterling documentary, like a 30 for 30. It was only audio, like it's just on the podcast app. I listened to it. It's interesting. It's good, but.
Well, that's how a lot of them are. That's how a lot of them are doing it, and that's also part of the Astro strategy. Is make a podcast first because it's quicker production, and then you have the IP and the rights to make the documentary. That's like the new strategy in showbiz.
So much IP talk in the biz lately.
IP. Yep. Jake P's IP, everybody's IPs.
Ooh.
Halftime.
Blow the whistle.
All right. Welcome back to the halftime show. What state you got?
David.
Are you muted? Might be muted.
Today's state is, I've been deciding between two of them. I will say today's state is California. Because we were kind of relaxed, just having fun, good to chill. I've become more exposed to the relaxed Cali lifestyle, being friends with Trevor Plouffe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just fun half. Talk about being high.
You want to see my ramps? Want to see my Cali ramps? I found them.
Let's see them ramps.
Look at this. You like that shit?
Damn.
Yeah. So this is the launching ramp, obviously on the right. And then that was the landing ramp. We had to find the distance that you would jump to make sure you actually landed on the down ramp. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that woodsmanship.
Pretty badass.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the Cali lifestyle for you, BBD. Ramps. You know what I did, Jake, over the weekend? I was playing with Reef and Koa, my nephews, and I invented this game. I think I told you about it on the last episode of this. But I don't know if I told you that the skill level, I had to try my hardest to beat these kids. You know, Reef's only 5 years old, I think. But the game I invented leveled us all out. So, like, Luke got tapped into the game, and he was like, do I have to let them win? I'm like, no, you got to try.
No.
They'll kick your ass.
Give us any clue towards the game, because this is twice now that you've alluded to the game and that it's equal all around. But I don't know if there's a ball involved.
Yeah,
I don't
tennis
know
ball.
There's
tennis
verbal
ball.
cues. Okay.
Tennis ball. Little like Nerf baseball bats, like cushiony baseball bats. Little guys, and basically you can't go across half court. I made a it's like the driveway width, and you just had to get it past the other person. But, you know, so like Reef would just take the bat with the ball on the ground and just slap shot it. And you could only save with the bat. So it's a very simple game.
Save with the bat. Okay.
Yeah. But like, you know, he would like bomb them at us.
I mean, are there hockey vibes? Is the ball bouncing? What's like going on? Like what's the game action like?
It's like a shootout. It's like, you know, you shoot, I shoot. But if you shoot at me and I make the save and it bounces back to you, you're allowed to approach half court and take another shot real quick. So sometimes it was slow, shot for shot. Sometimes it was a little melee. Depended if you wanted to control the action or not. Reef liked controlling the action. He liked getting the ball, setting up for his huge slap shot, and then you'd just be scared trying to save it. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
He also made like a hell of a save. Like it was bouncing, it got past him, and he had to run backwards, and he stopped it with the bat like right on the line. It was very impressive, and then he beat me, so it sucked.
The stab.
Yeah. We didn't have a name for the game, which is a big miss.
Huge miss.
Yeah, big miss.
Big fail.
Damn.
The equalizer.
I was remembering old games when we moved to Connecticut. My cousin AJ and I were living together, you know, and the basement was unfinished and there was boxes everywhere. And we took a corner of the basement, and it was probably like 15 feet behind us, and we built an outfield fence, like a curved wall that was probably like 3 feet high. And then you pitched from the wall little balls that were in like a ball pit, you know, so super light. And you could put like pressure in and just flick it. So you could flick it, down spin, side spin. And then you had to, the bat was half of a pool cue, unscrewed, and the skinny end. We played that so much. Home run derby.
Games. A lot of games.
So much. And then the basement got finished and we couldn't play anymore. All right. That was a great game, though. It reminded me. That's the half.
I read the news today, oh boy. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
A Bolivian orchestra was stranded at a haunted German castle and surrounded by wolves. Domino's pizza delivery man has been fired for swearing at teenagers for not getting tipped. Been there, but haven't been there. Virginia family praised for their honesty after finding and returning bags containing $1 million in cash. Nerds. The CDC warns of aggressive rats searching for food during shutdown. And a boy let a spider bite him in hopes of turning into Superman. And a man gets his girlfriend. Congratulations, cake.
Spider-Man, Jim.
What did I say?
Superman.
Oh, I'm a Superman guy, I guess. No, I hate both. But a man gets his girlfriend a congratulations cake after she finally farts in front of him.
I read the news today, oh boy.
What happened was the last bullet point was on a second page. So before I finished reading the spider one, I scrolled down and then my brain just made up the ending, and my brain's not smart, so I switched it. My apologies. My apologies.
Okay.
Which do you want to start? You want to do the Domino's one? Since, I have, this is, rings true to my heart.
We've got roots there.
Yeah, I delivered for Domino's for probably a year and a half or so in college. It was awesome. And yeah, no one tips. I mean, my average tip was $2.80. I kept track of every single tip. So I had like a notepad with like all 500 and I averaged them out. Which you're supposed to do. So you make the correct money at the end. I would just save them because I was interested. So no one tips when you order Domino's. That's kind of goes with being a Domino's delivery driver and not an actual nice pizza place. This dude said, "Thanks for the tip," and then insulted the teenager. The teenager responded, "What?" And the man snapped back with another swear word. The teenager said, "That's funny, bro. Really? I didn't even order it." He told the delivery man that his sister placed the order. And the delivery man answered, "I don't make fucking money if I don't get tipped."
Jim, I think this is a surprise of all surprises because, like you said, we have roots tied to this, but this sounds on the delivery guy.
You think so? He just lost his cool.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
You got to tip your delivery drivers.
That's the whole point.
That's bullshit if you don't tip.
Oh, okay. We have a delivery guy. If anyone should know the phrase "don't kill the messenger," I mean, we've got a kid that just went to the door and answered it. He probably thought his sister tipped on the app or something like that. I mean, the delivery guy is the escalator here.
Yeah, I mean, his tone was probably shitty, but if this kid's going to the door, he has to know, like, "Hey, sis, did you tip him? Do I need to tip him?" Like, that has to be part of the conversation before going to the door.
I mean, he's just a messenger there. I mean, it could have been, she's in the shower. She ordered the food. Oh yeah. Can you go get it? I mean, and like you're saying, I mean, this is a part of the process. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm against the delivery guy here. He's clearly the instigator.
Sure. I mean, he shouldn't yell. No, that's not an excuse, PBD. The parents
not an excuse, but like you said,
your
they
kids
don't get tips ever anyway.
Yeah, you don't get it. Sucks. I wish people would tip more. If you order delivery, be able to tip the driver, especially Domino's. They don't get paid shit. They don't make any money unless you tip. And yeah, it's crazy, man. You know what's ruined delivery tipping is Grubhub and Seamless, and everyone pays on a percentage. That's bullshit. You should not tip on a percentage. If I got to carry $200 of food or I got to carry $10 of food, still expect like, a $3 to $5 tip, even if it's Domino's.
Yeah, that's not really how society works, though.
Well, tipping was never percentage until those apps. It was always just like a 5. I didn't get tip percentage because those apps, they didn't offer it that way.
Right, but that's Domino's. I mean, that's I think.
But I also delivered for Vroom service for 2 years too.
Vroom, forgot about Vroom. That was interesting. That was kind of new age, but not new age a little bit.
It was Seamless before Seamless,
Yeah.
But I delivered for them for 2 years too, and it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I had to deliver to this kid who was a latchkey kid who was clearly like his parents just didn't watch him after school, and it was half like, this sucks because I know you're just like a 12-year-old kid. But it was a 0.0 tip every time. And I'm like, how do your parents not like let you know this? It's not his fault. So I never said anything. But if I got the address, I was like, fuck. I'd drive all the way over there. I'm going to miss out on the next order, which could be the Polish dude who always tips $10 to deliver this one. Like, we dodged the house. All the drivers would be like, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. So
this is a Yeah, apparently, I think these kids were given Domino's gift cards from their parents. And then, yeah, I think the delivery person got fired, and the kids they gave the family some gift cards. So,
Yeah. Sucks that he just got to bite his tongue because it probably happens to him all the time. But eventually you're going to snap, and then good for him. Get out of the delivery Domino's game. It's a shitty gig.
you never snapped.
Oh, but I mean, I have a very good sense of just being like, I don't care. Like I lost $100 once because one of my coworkers stole it from me. And I was like at the point of about to snap, and like someone took this because it was in my locker 5 minutes ago. And then I was like, am I really going to do that? So I just said, I don't give a fuck. And I left. It's just in me. Like, I think I had the right to snap there if I wanted to.
Yeah, probably. It sounds like you had $100 stolen. Sounds like a totally different situation.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, but like, that's kind of who I am. We're both like that. Like, I'm not going to go to war with anyone. I'm just going to be like, fuck it. I'll go back home and drink beers with Jake.
Yeah.
They made me get a locker at Domino's, and then they got stolen money. Bullshit.
Gotcha. Trick worked.
I just hope it wasn't Iqbal. I told Katie I wanted to name our dog Iqbal, and she thought it was like, like ick, like gross, like he's a gross ball. And I was like, no, it's after my favorite IQBAL, after my favorite coworker at Domino's, Iqbal.
Yeah.
Dude bathed in cologne before coming to work. And he had like a smoking hot wife that was 20 years younger than him.
Yeah. Team Iqbal.
Yeah. Perfect life. He's probably still delivering for Domino's in New Britain.
He might even have his own franchise at this point.
I wonder. They tried to get me to be a franchise guy. Sat me down. They're like, it's 2 years of this, and then you own your own Domino's. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What makes you think I want to do that? So anyway, I did all of Iqbal's paperwork when he got hurt. Remember that? He slipped on ice outside of a house, and he had to file for workers' comp and stuff, but no one, even our manager, couldn't read or write in English. So I did all the paperwork. Just a drunk 19-year-old who worked at Domino's, basically, filling out all this paperwork.
Helping the world spin.
All right. Bolivia Orchestra is stranded at a haunted German castle and surrounded by wolves. Oh, hold up. They got a picture here. It kind of looks like a fun time, though. Did you click the link?
I've clicked the link, and I saw that the shot looks like of them in a small auditorium with their music set up. Bolivian pan flute orchestra stuck inside the grounds of a 15th century palace for 2 months. Jesus, the palace has a complete moat. So we're in a real place here. March 10th, they were going to do the mayor's music festival, always a good time. And then swiftly followed the full country lockdown. And then Bolivia closed its borders. Okay, so that's, I mean, they've got nowhere to go.
The palace is pretty badass.
Surrounded by 23 packs of wolves.
How many packs of wolves are in a pack? Like 4 or 5?
I'm not familiar. I'd assume something along those lines.
Look at this place, though. I mean, all right, the wolves suck. The haunted, whatever. It's not. People are stuck in worse places.
Oh yeah, that's the ending paragraph. There are worse places to be trapped.
Where are the wolves getting in if it's fully moated off? They're just crossing the bridge? Like, there's clearly
so this is what
a neighborhood and a society right around here. So how are
locals have donated food and clothing, but the stay is getting expensive. Estimated that the costs have exceeded $35,000 a month. And Germany's not allowing international flights, and Bolivia shut down. But if we're getting food and clothes to these people, why can't I don't know. I don't know where did the wolves come into play?
23 packs of wolves. The average wolf pack I just Googled is 6. So I mean, over 100 wolves are surrounding
100 wolves. That's a bad time.
They practice 6 hours a day, take walks, looking out for wolves. But again, we just Googled the grounds of this place. Couldn't they just fucking close the bridge? You know what I'm saying? And then the wolves won't be able to get there anymore?
And
where are they going for walks? Just on the lawn? So you're telling me this picture we're looking at, there's 100 wolves on those lawns?
Here's what I don't get. No, I don't think so. I think the wolves are outside of that area. I think the wolves are just a throw-in this story. I think there's 100 wolves in this county. Because they're getting food and clothes.
Yeah.
Like, I think the wolves are just for clicks here.
I don't get it.
I mean, dude, actually, Jim, let's take a step back. This is from the New York Post, which gets a little clickbaity. This story is a Bolivian orchestra that's trapped in Germany, and they're staying at a castle because they were supposed to be staying at a castle, and there's nowhere else for them to really go. The headline, Bolivian orchestra stranded at haunted German castle surrounded by wolves, is like, okay. Like, I'm thinking there's a young writer that wrote this story and was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. This orchestra is trapped in a castle. And then they gave it to the editor, and the editor's like, okay, haunted and wolves.
Yeah. I think they saw one wolf. Because, look at this place. So we zoom in, right? There's a little tiny lake and a moat.
Just don't get it.
This makes no sense. So all these people, they're just wolved up too? The whole fucking
Tracy
town here.
Prado, who joined the orchestra in December. So that kind of sucks for her. I mean, she was new to the band.
Maybe this area. Okay, maybe this area, Jake, is the wolf area.
She ran into wolves during one of her walks. So they've been walking. It says they play soccer to make the time pass when they're not playing music. So yeah, one lady went on a walk and saw a wolf, and now we've gotten up to 23 packs of wolves.
Yeah.
Which makes me think someone looked up the number of how many wolves live in Schwingelsford, Germany. And they were like, 23. They're on the hunt.
That lady should not be allowed to be an official wolf counter because I don't trust her numbers.
I don't think anyone should be allowed to be an official wolf counter. I'm gonna anchor down.
No, someone's got to do it.
I don't trust them.
I mean, what if you got wolves, at a zoo and you lose one, and then you're like, how many were there originally? And the guy's like, I have no idea. I'm not an official wolf counter. You need someone.
Those people are animal counters. I trust animal counters. I don't trust wolf counters.
Okay. All right.
If that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Did you hear about wolves showed up in Northern California? It was the first pack of wolves ever. And they were it was all exciting. We found wolves in Northern California, something like that. Because they haven't been there in forever.
We did it.
Next story on the news list is that a Virginia family praised for their honesty after finding and returning a bag of $1 million that they found. My first thought, Jake, was there's no way they returned all of it. They definitely snagged some for themselves. But that's actually the dumbest thing you can do. It's either you keep this, you hoard it, and you use it very sparingly so no one ever knows you found it. But if you're going to turn yourself in as finding it, you better turn it in full. Otherwise, the cartel, the mob, whoever's this is, knows. If this was $2 million and now I'm the mob guy and I'm like, hey, there's the money we lost, but it's actually, there's $1 million missing. You go straight to these people's door. You break some kneecaps. That's what went through my head.
Okay, so there's a couple different stories here because I clicked this. They saw the car ahead of them swerved around a large bag, and they're saying they said they assumed the bag had trash. They picked up the bags, they threw it in their trunk, being good citizens. So let's live in our dream world now.
That'd be heavy bags.
Let's live in our dream world now. where, these people are good people. They saw the bags, they thought it was trash, and they're do-gooders in society. Like, there is a real chance that they're like, yes, there we saw a ton of money in the bag, we returned it. I don't know. I'm not buying that. That's
no, I mean that's
driving with the family and you just pick up some trash bags.
That's the classic. Where'd you get that from? Fell off a truck.
Yeah, I mean, this is clearly the story they thought up of. And if you're right in that they took their cut off of it, you're right. I mean, they're dead. I mean, their family name is out there and someone is looking for the $2 million that they were supposed to get. And now they're only getting one. I'm pretty firm on this, man. And I think it's a good meter of me being a good person. But if you find cash, I mean, it's yours.
Yeah. So this was labeled. They were plastic bags labeled cash vault. The deputies who are investigating said they believe the mail bags belongs to the Postal Service and that the money was meant for a bank. But don't they do the armored cars and shit?
I mean, what year is it?
Makes no sense.
That sounds not secure enough for the time of Ulysses S. Grant. Like, the mailman carries the mailman carries the money in a bag labeled money bag. It's like, what?
Quentin Hubner says $1 million in $100 bills is about 17 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
those are heavy bags.
I thought your weight was off a little bit. I don't think they're heavy bags. I mean, not for just a garbage bag. Not really. I mean, it'd be a good garbage bag, but it's not like you can't pick it up or anything.
Yeah, but I know. But you'd be like, this isn't just trash when you felt it. Like my laundry's 20 pounds and it's heavy when I bring that to the laundry thing.
I think you could be all right with it. I think you'd just be like, wow, this trash bag is packed.
It was 2 bags or 3 bags.
I think any bag packed with the same stuff throughout, you'd be like, okay, the consistency.
I think you'd know right away what that is. If you picked it up and you kind of felt it or heavy, Didn't
it say it was labeled cash bag? I think
inside the garbage bags, there's plastic bags labeled cash bag. Something's up with the way that they found this. I don't trust it unless there's security footage. We agree on that?
Like either they're actually genuinely nice people and there's something sketchier going on because we've got the post office carrying around millions of dollars, which doesn't seem right. Or I mean, there's heavy Ozark type layers to this thing. But if you find money, people keep it.
Oh, we have
unless it's in Jimmy's locker at Domino's. That's not finding it. That's stealing.
Yeah, that was stolen. It was probably fucking
theft.
The one dude that hated me.
Who was that guy?
Mustafa,
obviously.
Mustafa didn't like me, at all.
Who was the little skinny guy?
Oakman.
Oakman
liked me at first, then started to have
he turned heel.
Pretty big attitude with me, and it was like I basically taught you English, dude. So come on. Oakman got feisty, little punk. He was from Morocco. So look, this is the road that they say this bag was on, and they have footage of the bags, I believe. So that's cars driving over grass. There's a goat. I guess
goats.
They're
involved.
Okay, so there's the bags. I mean, they thought those were garbage bags that just fell on the road. What are we doing here?
Well, they say those bags were inside garbage bags?
No, there was plastic bags inside these bags.
Oh, I thought those were the inside bags.
Well, the big bag would be pretty big though, because those 2 cover up the trunk of a car.
Yeah, big garbage bag. I mean, 60-gallon bags or whatever the hell.
No, here's the plastic bags inside.
Okay, so those are those USPS? Like, that's not, something's not good here.
Those white bags are clearly money bags. They're not garbage bags on the street.
Why did they say garbage bags?
Like obviously that's not a garbage bag. What is this story? And this is the shadiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, if you're... Dude, I was... When did this happen? Yesterday in Richmond, Virginia? I was driving through there. This could have been me.
Could have been you, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah. You blew it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look at that line that's on your screen right now. Their two sons are so proud of how they handled the situation. Like, that's the definition of the sheriff being like, oh boy, were we close to getting caught.
I mean, I thought it was going to be plastic bags inside black garbage bags. Those were money bags.
That's the government in cahoots.
Da da da. I don't care about the aggressive rats, and I don't care about the guy who let a spider bit him. Let's do this farting story.
I care about the spider bite kid because I get it, man. And I know the world's probably telling you you're not the brightest right now, and don't let spider bite you. But you're a kid, and you were told that a man got bit by a spider and became a superhero. That's a risk I'm willing to take as a kid. So stay strong, buddy. You're a dreamer. Keep dreaming.
All right. 3 young Bolivian brothers were hospitalized after getting a black widow spider to bite them, thinking it would turn them into Spider-Man. The Marvel-loving siblings, ages 12, 10, and 8, found the spider while herding goats in Chayanta, a Ministry of Health official revealed at coronavirus briefing. Thinking it would give them superhero powers, they prodded it with a stick until it bit each of them in turn. Finding them crying, their mom rushed them to a nearby health center, which transferred them to a nearby hospital. The would-be Peter Parkers were transferred a third time, taken to the Children's Hospital in La Paz, and the next day with fevers, tremors, and muscle pains. There, they were tested and discharged last Wednesday, almost a week after they were bitten. Petro shared the drama as a warning to parents, saying that for children, everything is real, movies are real, even though they are in fact an illusion, according to Telemundo. Yeah, I'm going to have to go against that a little bit. Like, we'd hear this a lot if all kids were as dumb as these kids. So
here's the problem.
Like, this mom has 3 dumb kids, and she's trying to act like they're just regular, normal kids. They're clearly a bit dumber than the general public children.
This is where you and I, and we don't have this. This is the older sibling dilemma. And
okay,
the 12-year-old is too old for that. And this is where the older sibling takes it on the chin, and us other siblings don't always appreciate that because this is on them. And I was like 10 and 8. And again, I'm not great with kids' age. I don't know how big they are at that point, but in my head, those numbers, I'm kind of okay with you getting bit by a spider. At 12, I knew not to get bit by a spider, and I don't become Spider-Man. At 10 and 8,
dude, I think at 10 too. I think at 10
I think
too.
10's close, but I could let it slide.
It's like 5th grade.
It's not a great look, but dude, that's elementary school.
Yeah, but you're king of the castle. You're smart in 5th grade.
That's crazy. Maybe that's part of the problem. That's why.
So here's what happened.
Spider-Man.
Here's the real story here, Jake.
You're missing the beauty of this. 3 brothers get bit by the same spider? That's better than Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, here's what happened. The 12-year-old, so there's 2 options here. The oldest brother, the 12-year-old, is either dumb as a bag of rocks or mean as hell. And he either coaxed his younger brothers, like, let it bite you, you'll turn into Spider-Man. And then somehow the spider bit him as well, or he had to let the spider bite him so he could play innocent. He's like Sid from Toy Story, like, no, it bit me too. I didn't make him do it. Or, I mean, because you're right. This falls clearly on the 12-year-old shoulders.
Clearly on the eldest.
Clearly on the oldest. And, I still disagree with the mom who says, for children, everything's real. This is just children being children. No, you got some dumb kids.
Oh, dude. I mean, this is taking it a step further. You're the parent. You can't let your oldest fall apart because of this story. Mm-hmm. You have to take this on the chin as the mother, covering up for your eldest. I mean, this is the story of familyhood. 3 brothers getting bit by the same spider. Sign me up for that all day.
Are they all boys?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That sounded like.
Big Bolivia Day in here. Bolivia Day.
That is fun. Yeah, big Bolivia Day. One of the biggest.
I mean, dude, think about the rush going through these kids. 3 brothers who think they're about to turn into superheroes by getting bit by a spider. I mean, dude, the intensity in that barn or whatever must have been awesome. Those 3 thought they were about to save Bolivia from whatever it needed saving from.
Yeah. Maybe they spin it like it did give them a power, not the power they wanted, but now they have the power of a brain. They gave them brains because now they know spider bites actually are bad for you. So they did get a power. They were brainless. Now they have brains.
Power of strong brotherhood.
Yeah. The spider bite bros. All right. This next story, which was the headline, is that a man.
I'm sorry to cut you off again, but this is the story that sticks with people too when you're kids. Like these guys kind of are going to be Spider-Men.
Yeah, they're Spider Brothers for sure.
Like in a way, they have become Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, and the 12-year-old has clearly told the 8-year-old, this is just part of the process, bud. Like,
they will be known as Spider-Man. Good for them.
Yeah. This dude got his girlfriend a cake after she finally farted in front of him that said, we have a picture of it here. Whoa. It says, took you 3 years. Congratulations for finally farting. 3 years is throwing me off for a loop. Like, that sucks.
I'm guessing he let like the big dog eat. Like he's obviously farted in front of her in 3 years, but
she farted in front of him.
Oh, she let the fart out.
And he got her a cake.
Okay.
But 3 years. This girl hasn't been farting for 3 full years in front of him?
Again, I think it goes back to letting the big dog eat. There's farting in front of someone and there's farting in front of someone.
Said, but Kaylee is more polite when it comes to that sort of thing. So maybe a month or two into our relationship, when I hadn't heard one yet, I said it to assure her it was all right to do. And 3 years of extreme reluctance and denial, she finally slipped up.
BBD like that.
I mean, just whatever.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy Corona click. Girlfriend, fart, cake, done.
Yeah. You think he farted on the cake? Be funny.
Cake farts. Google it, kids.
Hey, don't wait 3 years to don't hold in farts for 3 years. I'm not a doctor. It's got to be unhealthy.
She wasn't holding in the farts. Let's be honest.
This guy's just dumb.
It's impossible. Like, dude, this is just Corona boredom. It's Corona boredom. They were watching a movie. He got a good laugh at her. She let the fart rip. And then he's like, oh, I'll get a cake. Posted on Instagram. She farted in front of me.
I mean, if they live together and they're eating the same diet and meals, they're farting at the same time.
Similar farts. I mean, different things provoke different people. But,
it's true.
The big stuff.
Katie doesn't like peanuts. And when I go on like a peanut kick, she's like, hey, that's going to suck later because you're going to be gassy.
Right.
I'm like, but I really like peanuts.
Sure.
So
you tell her that's a her problem, not a you problem.
Yeah, I got nothing going on. I'm eating a good food and I'm releasing what I need to release,
Eating peanuts, farting.
That's a hippie lifestyle.
That could have been a book for you back in the day.
Yeah. I enjoy peanuts.
Still could.
Peanuts and bananas. That's like my snack.
Peanuts
and bananas. Peanuts and bananas. All right. Well, do you want to do bet of the day? I mean, you're Nostradamus with your Bundesliga.
Do I want to do bet of the day? Do you want to keep money out of people's pockets? Do you want to be the person stealing $100 from people?
I heard you were giving out free money.
Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Jakey hasn't made a mistakey in a while. Gave you 3 Bundesliga bets. All 3 hit. We're all rich. Tons of money. Exciting times. Close up on BBD's face. And we're back. What's your bet?
Bet of the day. Again, to everyone enjoying the free money, you're welcome. And no problem. We're obviously going to stay in the Bundesliga. We got some 2:30 p.m. games. I think we're going to go Fortuna Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf.
Yep.
Dusseldorf, Fortuna Dusseldorf. They're playing FC Schalke. And you know what? I think I'm going to take the cheese here because here's what's going on, Jim. We've got a low over-under in this game. It's 2.5. And I think what's happened, because I think some of the Bundesliga, we've seen some low-scoring games the past couple days, especially in the Bayern game we won yesterday, 1-0.
Yep.
I think coaches now, because there was kind of that Corona no defense weekend, coaches got to go back to their teams and say, hey, cut the shit. We got to play defense. We have to move as a team. Now they're focusing on defense. And, you know, soccer coaches are always nervous and freaking out about giving up goals. I'm going to take the under here, under 2.5, Fortuna Dusseldorf versus FC Schalke.
That's a low-scoring game. You're thinking 1-0, 2-0.
I think you're looking at a 1-0 game.
Or a tie.
Or a 1-1 tie. I consider taking the draw, but that would have been peacocking too much. And I don't want to blow the heater on this.
Okay. Do you know who Dusseldorf's striker is?
Oh, my God. It should be a guy that has a similar name to that.
You think so?
You want Dusseldorf striker? Oh, my God, dude. There's so many prop bets. Soccer's a real sicko. Dude, this is why soccer is the most popular sport, I think.
Okay. Let's see. The leading goal scorer for Dusseldorf is Rowan Hennings. Eric Tommy is the second leading scorer, and I was worried about that because he looks like a little fuck, and I don't want to root for Eric Tommy. You see him?
I mean, dude, he's got 2 first names, and they're kind of gnarly first names, too. Eric with a K, and then his last name is Tommy, Thommy. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that guy.
The other dude, though, Hennings, he looks, I don't like Eric Tommy, so I'm not, I got to get a vibe out of this dude, Rowan Hennings. He looks pretty German, for being honest. He looks kind of sneaky mean. Like first you think he's like a Ken doll, and then he's got like a mean streak to him, you know? Like sure. I think this dude likes playing pranks on the rest of them. Look at this guy. See what I'm saying? Something sinister about him.
That's a sinister look. I'd rather that gentleman not be on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Close to me, I'm going to hide behind him.
And I think, he might go off, so I got to take the over here, Jake. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, leave the table on a heater, they say. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's just too mean looking. I mean, that guy's going to... He says some fucked up shit to the opposing keeper when they're just talking to each other. So...
Too far.
Way too far. Yeah, he just takes
way too far.
Yeah, it's not fun, Keeper's like, this is
like he thinks he's the best trash talker in the league, and everyone's like, oh, no.
You're like brutally mean, dude.
You're just bad. You're a bad guy.
Can't hide that meanness behind your
bad guy.
Good looks. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you again tomorrow. That was John Boy and Jake Radio. Go place your bets.
Can't hide that meanness behind that face.